¿Y yo qué? Video ke, sampai keluar namanya.
Las muy buenas tardes, one2winners! Hoy es viernes, which means I should really do the rest of this game in English. Yep, Lewis has gone back, as he says, to the land of beige food and the 3-pin plug, so I'll be your host for tonight, taking you through tiers of tricky teasers and hopefully having some fun as we go along. I'm Jesus, the guy who thought this would be a good idea. And you know what? It is. It really is. Still, it's been already a long time. I say it's been over 2 years of this journey. I started back in July, and I hope that you guys were able to tune in for one of our special shows last weekend. It was either the Spanish 100th show, or After Dark, or the English show was also kind of special. So if you did, thank you so much for sharing your celebrations with us. We really do appreciate it. And what's more, we love seeing each and every one of you playing and enjoying our little game. So, what is the harm in doing it one more time? The rules are the same. I'm gonna be asking you 12 multiple choice general knowledge questions, one at a time. And all you have to do is tap on the right answer on your phone within the 10 seconds we give you for each question. If you're feeling indecisive or you have a flash of inspiration, you can change your answer as much as you like. But it is only your final answer that counts. After the 12 questions, whomever's got the most questions right in the shortest total time, added up time, will be our winners, all 3 of them. And for today, I've managed to dig deep and stamp up a prize pot of $50, which we'll be splitting 3 ways. Ooh, surprise! First place gets $25, it will be 15 seconds to second, and 10 will go to the 3rd place winner. But if the top 3 evades you, maybe you can end up in the top 10, and then you will receive our lovely binoculars, this one right here. This is our little power-up that when you activate it during a question, you can see what others are answering live. And hopefully you can either, go against the grain or maybe just copy. Whatever you prefer. Beware though, you can only use them once, and when you use them, they're gone. Forever. No NFTs around here. And we don't believe in elimination in this corner of the internet. So getting a question wrong doesn't spell disaster for your chances of winning. Pick yourself up, carry on, cause everyone really is in with a chance of grabbing the top spot until the very end. I know you want one of these. I do too. Can you believe I made this game and I still don't have my Mac? It is just unfair. But anyway, how about I get on with asking you all some questions? Yeah, let's do it. Here comes question number 1. Focus up, or as we say around here, atención, Q1. Another term for proposing to marry someone is getting down on one what? To win, elbow, or knee. It's a nice and easy one to get us going today. You could get down on one2win, but that sounds something more like for our After Dark game, so we're just gonna leave that there. Equally, it is very possible to get down on one elbow, but then your other arm's just like awkwardly hanging in there in some kind of twister-esque mess. So if you propose to marry someone, you're said to be getting down on one knee, of course. Yep. Well. We've got 70 of you standing tall on this one. A good start. Now let's see if you're still hot on Q2. Question 2. The Sahara and Atacama are examples of which geographical feature? Is it a desert, is it a mountain, or is it a river? Well, you'd find the Sahara spanning many of the countries of North Africa, and the Atacama is in Chile. But what exactly are they? Well, if the Sahara were a country, it would be the 5th biggest country in the world, bumping the likes of Brazil and Australia down a spot in the rankings. I think we should just skip the dry humor and say that they're both deserts. Deserts, I guess. It's some outstanding work from the 78 of you who didn't run dry on this question. And now it is time to get a taste of the next one. It is question number 3, Q3. Which herb usually forms the basis of pesto sauce? Is it basil, is it oregano, or is it parsley? Pesto is an easy and tasty sauce to put together, but only if you know which herb you're using. Along with the pine nuts, garlic, olive oil and parmesan, you'll need to build it up with some brilliant... What is it? Which one is it? Of course, it is basil. Basil, what we wanted, and 65 of you did some superb work from the one2winners who nailed that one. Ui. But now, there can't be a better time to ask this next question. So here's question number 4, Q4. The band Earth, Wind and Fire sang about remembering a certain night of which month? December, September, or both? Yep, that time of the year came around earlier this week, the 21st night of September, just as Earth, Wind and Fire sang about. One of the band's lead singers, Maurice White, confirmed that he only picked the 21st because it was a good fit with the rhythm in the song. So the answer is September. No. Actually, in 2014, for their Christmas album, they tweaked the lyrics of their previous hit slightly and asked us if we remember the 25th night of December instead. So the answer is actually both. And whee, that's a prayer slayer. I think we got you on this one, because 17 of you are chasing the clouds away on this one. And if you saw past our little trap, well done, that was clever. That was clever. And now, by popular request, how are you with your horror films? Let's see question 5, Q5. Which horror film centers on a videotape that kills its viewers after a week? Is it Child's Play, is it Insidious, or is it The Ring? All three of them are actually like very super classic horror films, but which of them involve a vicious videotape? The film we were after here is actually a remake of a Japanese horror film called Ring, which came out in 1998. Naomi Watts plays a journalist who is tasked with investigating this mysterious videotape. In the name of good journalism, she goes ahead and she watches the film and then receives a mysterious phone call from somebody who simply says, 7 days. A lot of gruesome gore later, and you have the film The Ring. The Ring is the answer, and 70 of you thought the question had a ring to it. Or maybe, it did ring a bell. And, you are absolutely right. Nice one. And maybe you'll have a sporting chance of getting Q6 right. So, here we go. Question number 6. In which major US sports league will the Jets play the Sharks next March? Is it the MLB, the NBA, or the NHL? Yep. One of these leagues is able to basically reenact West Side Story. I mean, they've got the names of the sides right anyway. The NBA did have a team called the Indianapolis Jets for one season, but they won a pretty dismal 30% of their games. Disappointingly, the MLB never even got close. They've had neither Jets nor Sharks. So when the Winnipeg Jets come to play the San Jose Sharks, it's no joke that it could be frosty out in the ice in the NHL. That is the answer. And it looks like 64 of you sports buff probably have the champagne on ice already. But if you don't like sports, no worries, because we've got you covered with question number 7, Q7. Which of these video games has a female main protagonist? Is it Super Metroid? Is it Super Stardust HD? Or is it Super Shibius? Female main protagonists are few and far between in video gaming, but which of these titles bucks the trend? Super Chibius is an 80s arcade shooter game which sees the player control a starship, so no female lead to see here. Neither can you see one in the 2007 PS3 game Super Stardust HD, because you're controlling yet another spacecraft. Ditching the spacecraft for a señorita, the answer we're looking for, of course, is Super Metroid. The mysterious character Samus Aran actually heads up all of the titles in the Metroid series. She spends most of the time in what's called a power suit, so you don't actually even know that she's female unless you complete the game quickly enough to be told the secret. 54 of you, 54 one2winners were on board with Samus' super sneaky secret, and you're bagging yourself an extra right answer. And now, speaking of powerful women, here comes question 8. Q8. What did Paul Burns do for the late Queen Elizabeth II each day since last year? Brush her hair, check under her bed, or wake her up? So yeah, this week saw the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history and the second longest reigning ever, which is quite something to say the least. Mayor Burns' position came about after Queen Victoria visited Taymouth Castle in Scotland and realized that a member of this household had his own bagpiper. And of course, given that she was no less than the queen of the country, it wasn't exactly a pipe dream for her to get one of her own. The monarch has had a bagpipes player at her disposal ever since, and the late Queen Elizabeth enjoyed the sound of the instrument so much that she had Mayor Burns play the bagpipes for a quarter of an hour each morning to wake her up. I don't know which one, like, who would even want to do that? Anyway, wake her up is the one, and it looks like 50 of you weren't caught napping on this one. You're all getting closer to affording a piper of your own, if you want it. I don't see why you would want that, but, I mean, you do you. And now, the answer to the next one could be in the palm of your hand. It's Q9. How many of the 118 elements on the periodic table can be found in an iPhone? Is it 50? Is it 75? Or is it 100? Yep. You could be playing this game right now on what is essentially a handheld periodic table. While it will be a little concerning to have some uranium so close by, the humble iPhone needs quite a few elements to make everything work. You've got more obvious ones like silicon being used in the chips, right down to terbium and gadolinium that help to produce the vibrant colors you see on the screen. Once you add everything up though, how much of Mendeleev's masterpiece is part of your phone? Well, of the 118 elements you could be holding, did you get it? Did you get it? 75 of them right now. 75 is the right answer, and it looks like 52 of you bonded well with that question. And I am going to fire my writer. Anyway, if you weren't in your element, don't worry. There's still plenty of time to turn your chances around. It's time for our daily dose of the internet. Now, with question number 10. Q10. Which tech entrepreneur may have accidentally given his address on Twitter this week? Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or Mark Zuckerberg? Back on Wednesday, entrepreneur Sawyer Merritt posted a video on Twitter of Jay Leno praising a certain somebody, and in particular telling us about how humbly he lives. The man himself replied to the tweet giving the name of the street that he lives on and mentioning that he's done a lot with the place, which I think it set him back 50k back in the day. The name of the street he lives on was enough for people over the internet to just go on Google Maps, satellite view, street view, and they found the one heavily renovated house which had a Tesla in the driveway. So, you know, that was pretty obvious. It looks like they found the home of Elon Musk. And now, let's not elongate this question, because 54 of you are putting a smile on your face with another right answer. Now, let's see if you can make another breakthrough on Q11. Q11. Which of these is a rook piercing? You've got your pictures. You know how it goes, so just tap the picture. Oh, yeah, tap the picture you think is right, and that's time. So, the first human found with an ear piercing was an Egyptian mummy called Oetzi, who lived almost 5,000 years ago. Today, piercing of the ear is a key part of many cultures, be it a rite of passage or a mark of status. As society's view towards piercings has improved, people have been becoming more experimental and moving beyond just the classic earlobe piercing. And that's where our question takes us. Let's begin with what we call an industrial piercing. It's usually a straight bar that connects two parts of the ear's upper cartilage, which is what you can see in the bottom right image. So that is not the one. Moving on to the more painful ear piercings, the tragus. It can take up to 6 months to heal, so it is not for the faint-hearted. Unsurprisingly, it's a perforation of the tragus, which is the little bit of skin that covers the ear canal. The person with a tragus piercing can be seen in the top left image. That one's out too. Just two ring-like piercings are left, and one of them is a snug, and the others that we're looking for. A root piercing goes through the cartilage of the upper ear, just beneath the rim, which that can be seen in the bottom left picture. That's the picture we hope you picked, and it looks like 30 of you are proving to be piercing professionals. Nice work, everyone. But you know what? We're actually not quite done with the rooks yet, because here is the all-important Q12, the last question of today's show. Question 12. Are you ready? You can do this. Q12. Attention! Who was accused of using yogurt to cheat at the World Chess Championships in the 1970s? Anatoly Karpov, Hans Niemann, or Viktor Korchnoi? That was hard. So, this week the game of chess has been embroiled in one of the biggest cheating scandals on record. Current world champion Magnus Carlsen uncharacteristically lost a game to Hans Niemann, an up-and-coming star in the game, and then resigned from the tournament they were playing in a day later, being quite vague about his reasoning. The pair will go on to play another game in which Carlsen resigned after making just one move. Various theories have been handling and moving around in the internet, including, let's just say, how do I put this, intimate vibrations signaling the moves Niemann should make. But, you know, cheating allegations in chess aren't new. We go back to the 1978 World Chess Championships, where the first to win 6 games will win overall. And let's just say the whole event was marred by some kind of odd controversies. Among them was the unprompted delivery of a glass of blueberry yogurt to one of the players, which caused the opponent's team to accuse the yogurt team for being like a secret code. So after another yogurt arrived out of the blue, tempers boiled over and the rule had to be put in place that refreshments will be only delivered at set intervals and I believe also only one specific taste. And who was being accused here? It was none other than 6-time World Chess Champion Anatoly Karpov. Here's the answer, and there is no need for 44 of you to feel blue, because you've all got this one. Look at you, check you out. I guess the pound cocktails are on you if you win then. And so, there we have it. Another dazzling dozen of questions asked and answered. Oh, 12 out of 12. Nice one. Nice going, Owl. So how do you think you did? I'm gonna take some time to get everything checked and sorted here, but in the meantime, I'm gonna remind you that we'll have our Spanish language game at 8 p.m. Central European Time on Sunday, 8 p.m. Madrid time. I'm sorry, no After Dark this week, but, you know, it pays to pay attention. We'll give you, though, a super short survey to fill in as soon as the game is over. I'd love it if you would take the time to tell us what you like about the game, what you didn't, and perhaps even, you know, let us know some categories you'd like us to ask about in a future game. Because, in fact, quite a few of today's questions were inspired by your requests, so it does pay to propose. And with that said, the sums are done. It is time. Let's reveal today's top 3 one-2 winners. And in the first place, we've got, oh well, yep, 12 out of 12. Well done, man. In the second place, we've got LA Chets, backing yet another win. And in the third place, we've got Dolphox. And your times were 52.77, 59.9, and 60.49. 12 out of 12 for all 3 of you. And also shout out to Jefes Dios, Studios Jaguar, Off the Wall, Stephanie 13, Trash Panda, and Best Can Ever, and Referee, who are all also going home with binoculars. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it great? I know it is. Well, Well, congratulations to everyone who took home a prize. I hope everyone had a fun time with us today. Do you want more Want to Win? You do? Well, I'll be too happy to oblige. We'll be back next Friday with another round of tantalizing trivia. And if you really can't wait, join us over on Instagram and Twitter and continue the conversation there. Just look for Want to Win and you can find us. That's all from me for this game. I just want to say one last thing, and this is completely off script, so let's try not to mess anything up. This has been an insane ride. I've been working on this thing for years, and honestly, it couldn't make me any happier to see people actually bonding over the game and people making friends like through this game. I think it is honestly one of the more potent things I've seen. And now, for real, that's it. That's all. I've been Jesus, you've been wonderful, and I'll see you again soon. I hope you have a great weekend and an awesome week. Now, see you soon!